Hello.
Hi. Bonjour. Okay, we're going to be taking a look at some gameplay from the Destiny beta and talk about what we're looking forward to and or not looking forward to for the upcoming Bungie game, Destiny.
Yeah, recently they brought out the new beta.
We got to play it early, which was cool, guys, wasn't it?
That was pretty cool.
It's Frankie,
Mike
And Matt. I'm not going to say.
he was going to say Girdler this time.
I was, yeah. But it's Matt.
But no, he's Matt. No, he's a grown-up. We don't call him
Yes,
Girdler anymore
Matthew.
because that's his
Please.
surname if no one's guessed.
Address me as Matthew.
Just worth saying that this is our first time we've ever done a commentary separately to gameplay, because we usually play along and talk, but we're actually just recording audio and yeah. So
yeah.
all right,
So
go.
What do you? What do you guys think of the new story?
Well, we were just talking about this beforehand. Me and Mike think that like it's quite vague, but I think that's the whole point, because it's an MMO. Like that, there's a lot of room for you to like figure out, and I think that's the point.
Yeah, if you consider, let's compare it to Halo. Obviously, it's one of Bungie's other massive games. When you first go against the Covenant, you've got to remember, you didn't know we now know they're Elite Covenant,
yeah.
but you had no idea who they were whatsoever. You had to assume that all the characters knew, but again, it's the same feel. So people can criticize and basically say, "Look, I genuinely don't know who I'm going against. It's very little character development, etc."
So that's what we were watching it, and then you see the enemies come out. There's it talks a lot about in the beginning about world exploration and how progression in that way. But then the enemies just come out of nowhere, and you're just meant to fight them. But in such a short space of time we got to play the game, we can't
It was quite vague, like you said, but I think at the same time it felt like they were kind of holding stuff back, maybe for the full release.
So, yeah.
Possibly,
also, because it is like an MMO, it is going to be a less personal story, because everyone is working together in this thing. So it's more like, it's not like there's one hero like Master Chief.
Saying
Which
that,
is quite a solo thing, wasn't it?
yeah, well, I guess saying that though, let's take games like, okay, I'm going to compare it to World of Warcraft and stuff like that, but when you get quests, etc., you get an extortionate amount of information about who you're going against, why you're against them.
Yeah.
Like with this, I felt that they try to do that, but
Well,
not to the. I don't think there is. Do
you think that they might be, like Matt said, they might just be holding back for the main game? And
Well, I
then
think if it's a beta, you're going to want to try and include as many people as you want, and I think especially because they're actually competing against themselves. They're going against Halo, and now also because so many other games have successfully done these MMOs. I think, to be honest, they've got to kind of play off a little bit more on the character development. Especially here's a world, here's the beta world, etc. But you've got to bring more people in, and for me, who likes a lot of story, I just didn't feel they did it as well.
They start you off as your character, and like all you know. Oh, sorry, carry on.
I was just saying, what do you think, like the basic premise though? It's just like, I think the setup's quite cool that it's set in like our galaxy and everything.
Yeah, I really
solar
like the
system.
whole Mars exploration thing at the beginning.
Yeah, so it's basically like there's this thing called the Traveller. We don't know how it works. Again, that was vague.
Yeah,
But this Traveller thing arrives, this massive, like, what would you call it? I don't know. So it's like monolithic sphere that somehow changes the.
It's a good word for it.
I think what we've got to be aware of is what levels did everyone actually get to by the end of it.
I got to 8.
Yeah, so I got to level. I got
I
to like level 6.
Oh no, I did get to 8 in the end. But yeah.
See, there you go. Like
that was the cap.
How far did we get? It might just be a thing where you're unlocking
I swear
things. You're
there was some talk
uncovering
about
the
it being
mystery.
quite a low actual level cap to start like the actual game.
Really?
It might be something they increase over time when they release more content. But
Because Halo 4 was only 130, which is a really random number.
yeah.
Which is strange. But
Yeah, it kind of was actually. I think again, the basic premise of it, and Bungie luckily are good at doing this. It's again quite a apocalyptic situation with the little guy versus an overwhelming force. So again, it's the UNSC against the Covenant. It's so whether or not it's a bit repetitive, I'm a little bit worried about that. But then some people need to, I guess I have to as well, put away Halo. This is Bungie's new project, and people are going to compare.
Right, yeah, so basically like you got the ghost that Pete Dinklage plays is basically like an amalgamation of like what's he called? Gary Spark and Cortana, really?
Sort of, yeah.
Because he's like uncovering all your mysteries. But
along, like as you were saying about the name, even that was like reminds me of Halo. The way they name stuff like the Tower and like Ghost, it's like they have these weird names that they're just like quite blunt names that the way they you can just tell it's a Bungie game through and through.
Yeah, but maybe
It
that's
is
just
quite
their
reminiscent.
style. Like you're saying, like film directors, they all have that particular
Yeah.
thing. They always a bit of continuity in that way.
Now I'm your ghost. And you, well, you've been dead a long time. So you're gonna see a lot of things you won't understand. This is fallen territory. We aren't safe here. I have to get you to the city. Hold still. Don't worry, I'm still with you. We need to move. Fast.
Yeah, so the tower's a bit where like it changes to third person.
It's like that's a bit odd. But it's basically like the sort of hub, isn't it? Where
Yeah,
everyone can meet up
exactly.
and
So yeah, you can just dance. It's weird. You can dance and that, which
that's
actually
very
we found you
MMO like. It's very MMO.
can-
like.
yeah, exactly. So you can exchange emotions and stuff.
Taunts
It's quite
and
funny.
stuff like that.
Get married.
I guess that's why it's third person. Like you get. Otherwise, you don't really get a chance to see your customized character. It seems like-
Exactly. So it's pointless.
Because there's such a big focus on loot and stuff in MMOs in this sort of game.
Anyway, should we get into like kind of the thing? Because we all chose different characters and different classes. Because when you first start,
Races, didn't we, as well?
yeah, different races. So Mike, you chose.
Oh, I went for the boring combination,
Me and Matt
didn't I?
played
Apparently.
together. Sadly, Mike
basically was a
was
Spartan, wasn't he?
busy the night we first put it in. So me and Matt played together. We didn't actually manage to play with Mike. But me and Matt both agreed that going for a human would be really boring. And
Especially
that's
like
one-
a human titan, because it's basically you're playing a Spartan then, aren't you?
Yeah.
pretty
In
much?
my defence,
So we'll go
Yeah.
with this. So you got Titan, which is basically a basic foot soldier.
Mm-hmm.
A Hunter, which is like stealth and
long
agility.
distance and stuff.
Yeah, so you got
Sniper.
a knife, you got a sniper, and then you went for the Warlock, which obviously is magic.
Like a wizard. It's quite a weird name, like the Warlock.
Yeah, but Warlocks are magic, aren't they?
Yeah, I know.
So,
it's just
um,
quite strange to see it in a sci-fi setting. It's
Yeah.
more of like a fantasy, like you'd associate it with World of Warcraft and stuff.
and even then, Warlock, you usually I think they've always got quite dark connotations as opposed to like these. This game.
fighting wizards
Yeah.
as well, which is weird. That's
Yeah.
another weird thing we can talk about later. But yeah,
But so you got within each of these three classes, you've also got three races. You've got human, Woken, and Exo. I think the Woken is like an alien, and then Exo is like a robot, sentient being, I guess.
yeah.
And but each class has like a special ability and a special weapon. I don't know about what yours you guys had, but the Hunter had like a 3-shot special ability weapon that is an instant kill. So 3 shots and then you're out. And then the secondary weapon is a sniper, and actually a sniping on that game is pretty cool. So.
That's good because the sniping was always one of my favorite things about the Halo games.
Yeah. Not a fan of the shotguns though. I didn't think the shotgun was that great.
I think if you again, for me, what I found being the Titan is you can utilize the shotgun a lot better because Titans have, I don't know if the other characters had this, but I'm going to go, you know what Black Ops introduced with the whole diving thing?
Oh yeah.
Well, Titans have the slide, so
Oh,
you can
right.
run
I
and
think
you
we
can slide.
I think we also had that. If you were just sprinting and press the crouch button, yeah.
Yeah, well, if you if you
we had that
use
as well.
if you use that together, it works like a charm.
So, can you remember what the special ability was for the Titans?
I can't remember the actual name, but basically what you did was you jump into the air and then you would like do this kind of shock. It's like a thunder shock.
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
I
thing.
remember you
It goes
saying.
like third person, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I remember you playing, and you were going on about how like if you're in a low ground, you like hit the ceiling.
Yeah,
if you're in a
exactly.
low ceiling, it's quite
I
funny.
think.
What was
If I remember
yours?
right, I think it was just like a force push, basically, like a Jedi force push, something like that. It was pretty cool. Quite good for clearing an area in front of you.
If you can pair the 3 special abilities, though, I think we were talking about this earlier on. The Hunter's one has a massive advantage over everyone else's because you've got insta kill. What I found with the Hunter, has insta kill with the Titan. What you'd find, it's better. It's like it's an area of effect thing.
Yeah, same
but it's
as mine.
not
It's more-
a guaranteed thing.
it's more
Yours
about
is, Frankie?
Crowd control, which is it's just sort of how the characters are based, really, isn't it? They
Yeah.
have their own functions, don't they? Which is why it's 3-player missions all the time, isn't it?
I've
Yeah.
definitely found
So they all work
when
together well.
playing, like I did a little bit of playing on my own, and it kind of loses its effect. I think it's definitely a game to play with friends.
Definitely.
It's that me and Matt
Yeah,
played it
definitely.
together, and actually had loads of fun. The next day I played it, lost its excitement, if anything. Like, what you do
I
is
didn't
you
really
go
feel
in.
that, to be honest.
Did
I
you not?
don't think I played as much as you guys, but I actually
Your Xbox wouldn't let you online.
it was so frustrating.
That
Yeah.
was so bad. Yeah. So Matt didn't manage to play as much as we did.
Yeah. But I actually did enjoy it. I generally actually prefer playing on my own anyway, so especially shooters. So I am still looking forward to this because it's just Bungie, so
Yeah.
I love it. I'm looking forward to it. And they've done it all their games are so polished. You can sort of see that already. Everything, just from like the visuals, which we could probably talk about later as well.
Yes, just have look at it now. I think it looks like a beautiful game. To be fair,
does, yeah. Even on 360, we
all played on 360. Sadly, not sadly, but like we didn't.
We don't have the next gen consoles yet.
But I'm so glad though that Bungie did that though. That as in they allowed. It's so easy to just go. Oh, you know what? Let's just put it on PS4 and Xbox One.
But it's the art design really that holds up. Because I still notice stuff like the resolution wasn't amazing. Sometimes the frame rate wasn't great, and like you get a bit of jagged lines and that sort of stuff. So it probably will look a lot better on the next gen consoles. So I'm looking forward to finding out because I'll probably get it on PS4 eventually. But they've done a really good job of that. I think it is one of the best looking titles on 360.
I think so too. Yeah, I think the scenery and the fact that it's so open world as well to maintain that kind of detail. Like where you play things like GTA, like on single player, it's great. As soon as you go online, you kind of lose that a little bit. But the fact that everyone's playing together, that was a really cool feature. So we were doing a mission from the very beginning. Huh?
Was it you and me doing a mission?
Yeah, and then we bumped into someone that's doing a mission further ahead than us, but you still meet them and you see them out there, and it's pretty
like
cool little add-on.
We had to help them hold off against the...
Yeah.
In your game, I'm game. Great work.
Borderlands is really the closest I can think of for this sort of game.
Well, that's what I've heard. I haven't played Borderlands, but they say it's like it's a combination of Borderlands and Halo like, mixed together.
A bit of large scale, pretty much.
I haven't played Borderlands, but I've heard it's quite good.
Yeah, it is really good. I don't think it's as tight. The controls and stuff aren't quite as good, but it is. If you like this sort of game, Destiny, then you should give Borderlands a go.
So, like, I know that in Destiny up in the hub, what you get is you got mail. I don't really know what that was about.
Yeah, basically what you could do is say you get fully in contact with other players within the game and etc. If you wanted a weapon of mine, I can actually send it to you.
Oh,
if you
that's really cool. See, I didn't know that. I didn't. That's cool.
The other thing is, if you needed parts, the great thing about it is you can send a weapon and then they can deconstruct it and get like certain currency.
Oh yeah.
Our weapon parts, etc.
I've seen this gun before. It's a final piece.
Yeah, and what's quite cool is up in the hub as well. You've got your 3 races, and you go to the back of it, and then there are your 3 representatives.
Kind of like guild masters, almost.
Yeah, exactly. And one of them is played by Nathan Fillion, which is quite cool.
Oh, yeah.
He was the Vanguard, the Exo Vanguard, I think it was.
Right.
But they're different races, but you go to the one that represents your class, not your race.
You can get specialised armour, specialised weapons as well.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of it you've got to work very hard. You get these...
Encryptions?
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking of?
I'm thinking of you need to have, like, say, you need, like, 20 tokens of this particular...
Possibly. I don't think I even got... We
I've
knew
got
when me and Matt play this that Mike's going to love it, because Mike gets quite into games and he'll play it, like... quite addictively, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So like you've probably got into more of the detail than we have.
Yeah.
So I don't think I got to that.
I think what was pretty cool with this whole token system is the fact that you can do certain quests, and at the end of it you get a token which you can actually spend as a certain currency. So you have to say, you need 20 tokens of this particular guild, and then you can put a currency towards it as well, and then you get some really decent weapons or extra decent armor. And also this isn't just for campaign either. You've also got that in relation to multiplayer as well.
Yeah.
So the more multiplayer you do, the certain tokens where it has to be victories or certain skills that you've just done or a challenge, you then get tokens back, and then you can do exactly the same. You get like multiplayer specific weapons, so this is extra fast, so it can be better against multiplayer weapons as opposed to campaign monsters.
I actually never got to find out this. Do the weapons transfer from campaign to multiplayer, or is it completely separate?
Yeah,
they do.
Do you remember when we did when me and you were doing missions together? We were in a thing called a fire team, is that what it's called?
Yeah, fire team, yeah.
Yeah, well, you go to the place as a fire team.
Basically a party.
It's a lobby, yeah, basically, and then you can go and do things like that. So you're just your own characters.
Yeah.
That's where I think it didn't kind of work for me. I think that because because there are just people that are higher levels. I don't think they did very good matchmaking, but that might change.
That is going to be quite an interesting part of it, because they're going to have to really... The matchmaking is going to have to be very specific. Like you can't have anyone more than like 4 levels higher than you or something. It kind of depends on how fast the weapons improve, because I remember them improving quite a lot from level 1 to level 4. Like they seem to be loads better. So that's going to be quite interesting when you're coming up against people who have got double stats on their weapons than what you have.
I was getting killed left, right, and centre, and I think the few levels I did, I found when you die, you've got quite a while to wait, and then you're spawned really far away. So then you waited a while to respawn, you run back in, you die again, and
the pace is different but similar at the same time to Halo. It's like they've gone for more like COD-like controls. So you feel like a lot more maneuverable, but there's still the long sort of times between encounters like there is in Halo sometimes, in the bigger maps anyway. What do you think of the new enemies generally? Because they're such a big part of Halo. The way they act is all really different between the races and stuff.
Yeah, I feel though a lot of the time the main ones that started, it feels like elites and jackals a lot of the time. The little ones run like jackal, like the fast jackals, and then the big ones run like elites.
See, I would say for me it was more the level one was the really easy ones to kill.
Yeah, drones or something. I don't know.
Yeah, for me they're like grunts and jackals because they're strong. They're nimble enough like a jackal, but one shot in the head again like a grunt.
Yeah,
and then obviously you've got the stronger ones.
I think they've done that because it's found that it's quite a good little ranking system formula, like the works, isn't it? Like you've got ranks. I don't think they're quite as interesting as Halo.
Yeah, not yet. It's hard to tell because they're quite different, and we're gonna have to play against them. I bet there's a lot of enemy types we still haven't seen.
Yeah, like I don't get the floating robot thing. That's very strange.
And like
a big ball of death that follows you in one of them.
It's like they're warlocks as well. They float in the air and they fire loads. Like wizards.
They're called wizards. Yeah.
Why are they? What? Okay, whatever. Sure. Like knights and stuff makes sense to me because you know that knight. Okay, this person's going to be a lot harder to kill. Really easy. Then you got wizards. You're like, okay, never mind then. And then you've got this kind of like swarm. Yeah. They're called the swarm, aren't they?
Yeah, something like that.
Again, it's good to know that they actually fight against your other enemies as well. That's a really good thing I love about this game. You've actually got, if NPCs bump into each other, they're going to start attacking each other, and then you can let them get on with it, and you can start killing them.
That's what's good about their AI. It's very emergent, so like it's very system driven, and you can just every battle is different because of that. That was what made Halo so good. Was that every encounter is different.
You'd have to have different ways of killing them,
like sandbox battles, and that's pretty much what they are. Like you don't know what can happen.
Yeah,
I do think though that again, because it's a beta, we ain't gonna know a lot about. There's a fantastic variety of different enemies that require a lot of different tactics.
Yeah,
especially they all mixed together.
I actually bumped into a walker, which is like a tank basically, and on your own, it is ridiculously hard to fight. It is. You've got to shoot the legs basically. And
did anyone get to the points where they'd find characters? I know it would be ones you meant to fight by later, but they've got like a question mark above their head.
I had a little
each character has a level on their head basically, and then a
lot of numbers floating around.
Yes,
in the game you're playing.
But there were ones with question marks, and it's like, which means basically they're invincible because their health doesn't seem to go down, and it's probably because you're not meant to go that far. Which I think they could have dealt with that a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Because it just basically means, like, if you don't run, you're dead.
MMOs do that all the time, though. It's a way in which you can... I like to think they want you to look, stay here for a little while. There's more for you to look at here. Stop trying... It's massive for a reason, but we want you to play it as much as possible. Stay in this area for a little bit more, and then just wait.
Some people are concerned that there's actually not that much content in Destiny, because there's only like a few planets that you can even see on the map, weren't there?
Yeah.
And it looks... The old Russia is like the only place you can go on Earth.
On Earth, that's a bit weird.
And you're going through it. I wouldn't. They've come out and said that, don't worry, the game is massive. There's a lot to see, and I hope that it's right because they've hidden quite a lot. It seems like, so maybe when it actually comes out, we'll be surprised. Like,
yeah,
I think that's how they've generally been. Like they've been quite withholding with the information about the game. So I'm sure when they come out, we'll be quite surprised at what we find.
Okay, I've pulled out everything they managed to steal. We should destroy this thing. They didn't get much. Kept hitting an active firewall. Old Earth. Russia. The legends are true. The war mine did survive the collapse. Rasputin, an AI built to defend Earth. He faced the darkness and survived. And he's protecting something here in the Cosmodrome. We have to find a way to reach him.
General feeling on the beta then?
All right.
Apprehensive?
Yeah, I'm still apprehensive. It got me excited. It was like playing the first Halo again, like just starting.
I remember that feeling when we started playing. It was like
It was really
felt like
exciting.
a really big thing. It was like, wow, this is new.
And it's good. Well, and Mike didn't play with us. So how did you feel about when you first turned it on?
What can I do?
Excited to a degree. The more I played it with single player, I was like, okay, it's all right. But then I've never been a massive fan of MMOs, except for World of Warcraft. That was when I was younger.
Yeah,
so.
see, that's the difference. But I really enjoyed the idea of being able to play with my friends and that. So I'm quite excited. I think that yeah, it's definitely a universe I'm looking forward to getting into. Really,
I played a bit on my own, and that's how I play Borderlands normally. And it's still the loot side of it's still really fun. If you're looking for like a really personal story, you might not find it. But I'm quietly optimistic about it. I think it's gonna be a fun experience.
Yeah, cool. All right, thanks for watching the video, and
cheers, guys.
let us know below like what you're thinking about Destiny.
Yeah, let us know what you're thinking.
Cool.
Adios.
See you later.
Adios.